WWE and AAA collided in the best way for Worlds Collide last weekend. This, we had a lot of questions coming in. The match quality was not going to be one of them, and that delivered. We'll talk about the other stuff here in a little bit, but the show starts with just this surreal view of DX hanging out in the ring with AAA officials. Unbelievable. Just couldn't imagine that. At Rey Mysterio looking down at the ring, and there's a AAA logo and a WWE logo in the middle of the ring. Like, it's wild to see that whole scenario play out. And then we get to match number one. It is Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and of course, Mr. Iguana taking on the LWO and Lince Dorado. It was a perfect opener for this. You have a ton of high flying, some absolutely crazy spots, and it was just wildly entertaining. Obviously, Mr. Iguana is the one who steals the show. The character is perfect. The commitment to the gag or whatever, no notes. Absolutely fantastic. And then to incorporate it into the match with the iguana biting the hand, and then he slaps him and then does the flying Hurricane Rana or the flying head scissors onto another guy over there. And then Lince Dorado hitting the standing Spanish fly onto Iesca. All of that was, it was so funny. And it was funny when it needed to be. It got serious when it needed to be. I thought it was perfect. He's one of the stars of the weekend, and one of the guys that I think you get mainstream appeal out of once this guy comes to WWE. He was talking about how he might leapfrog, pardon, I guess a bit of a pun, the NXT to the main roster. Then there was some talk about how there was heat with that. I don't know, but don't screw this one up because he is so much fun to watch. I also thought this was a very good showcase for Cruz del Toro. I think he gets lost in the sauce sometimes in the LWO because Ray is Ray. And you also have Joaquin Wilde, who's a familiar performer, right? Like, he's been in our lives for a very long time. TNA, Ring of Honor, and WWE in a couple iterations now in WWE. So Cruz can kind of become a bit of a background player, but he was incredible in this match. And he showed some excellent athleticism, phenomenal technical ability. Like, this was a guy that I kind of want to see a little bit more from. And so this was a good showcase for him and a real breakout night, I thought, for him. Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice defeat Chick Tormenta and Dalise. It was a showcase for Vaquer, who was absolutely wrestling this like she had a ladder match to get to later on, but there was an aura to her, and she fits everything perfectly. It was great to see kind of the adding to her star power. And I thought it was a good showcase for Lola Vice as well. Like, she's obviously, of the focus of this match, she's definitely fourth. But I thought, like, just the promo in the package leading up to it, and her in-ring ability and everything like that, like, I thought it was a really good kind of reminder that this is one of the higher level performers that NXT right now has on the women's side. And so, like, you get obviously the social media buzz with the Devil's Kiss, and then she makes a great move outside the ring after. So really, really good kind of showcase spot. This wasn't going to be a match that stole the show. And this was just a match to get Stephanie Vaquer a little bit more attention, put a bit of that spotlight onto Lola Vice, and I think they executed that perfectly. Legado del Fantasma beats El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. This one was on a little bit on the sloppy side. For those unfamiliar, Pagano and Psycho Clown, I guess, to a certain extent as well, they're not as much the high-flying luchadors as you may see from the first match of the night. They are definitely more the hardcore brawling guys, and I think you can see that those miles are starting to build up on both of them, as it was a little bit sloppy on both ends, but still, look, you're never going to get me to say much more negative about Pagano and Psycho Clown. I think the characters are awesome. I think that there is just, again, that this kind of it factor that both guys have when they walk down to the ring. So I thought it was great. You did see a few fun high flying spots as well. And I think you also see, like, I haven't loved everything that they have done, but I think Legado del Fantasma needs to be elevated a little bit more. I think Santos is an excellent leader. You have the Garzas, who are very, very good tag team behind him. Like, there's a lot that you could do with those guys, and I like that there's going to be a little bit more from them at Triple Mania for Garzas anyway. So yeah, I enjoyed this match. Overall, it was a really good showcase. Dr. Wagner Dr. Wagner Jr. Stood out in this one. That's a post-wrestling reference. But I thought El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., was the standout performer on his side and someone that also could be brought over in a fun sort of a way. Ethan Page defeats Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix for the NXT North American Championship. This match was fantastic. Some very big high flying spots. So much of this match was just fun. You had a lot of that. Like it was. Someone pointed out that this was maybe a little bit more choreographed, like a WWE match, a fatal four way match, than a Lucha one. But still, I thought everyone kind of hit their marks perfectly. It was a really fun, high flying match for a Laredo Kid. Ray Phoenix really getting to show what he could do. Javon Evans and how bouncy he is. And I kind of like a little bit of the story where Ethan Page, he wants to show that, hey, I can do some of this stuff too. But then the heel part comes back after, where he steals a victory in this match. So I thought everyone played their role perfectly. Then we get to the main event. El Hijo del Vikingo defeats Chad Gable for the AAA Mega Championship. This was spectacular. I thought if you were looking for a showcase for Vikingo, I thought this was it. Gable played his role perfectly as well. Like every box you wanted this to check, I thought it checked it. It was the showcase that you wanted for him. I like you're probably not going to put this at the top of matches that have been played by American companies, but this was for a bigger audience for him in front of a packed house, 10,000 fans at the Kia Forum. This was the showcase. This was the delivery, all of it that you wanted from a Vikingo. Other thoughts from this? I thought the production was fantastic. The stage was set up really well. Like one of the pyramids that they have out there. It didn't feel like a straight WWE show, but it did have the WWE production value to make it feel elevated. I thought the video packages were perfect. You have packages that set up every match really well. You had a very good introduction to the AAA stars, made that feel effortless, and then celebrating AAA and Lucha Heritage was brilliant. I thought that they got the messaging across really, really well. If you didn't know about AAA, there is obviously, like with anything, right? That this wasn't going to be a documentary on all of Lucha. This was going to be AAA's impact in it. And I thought they hit all the notes that they needed to with this. I thought it was a really good job of making the promotion feel big. They made Triple Mania feel big, Lucha feel very important, and did a good job of introducing all the stars and some of the stories in these matches so well. Would I have liked to have seen a few of these on NXT and WWE programming leading up to it? Yes, I would. But they did a great job with it when you had this. I thought it was great. The one part that obviously stood out to a lot of people was Konnan saying they're not going to just Americanize Lucha here. I think a lot of people heard that. It's like, oh, okay. Well, good then. That's great. Glad to hear that. We will see about that part. I thought Corey Graves on commentary was perfect. He obviously has a great respect for all aspects of professional wrestling. His brother wrestles in AAA as Sam Adonis, so there is some institutional knowledge that goes on with that. But he takes his job very seriously. He is a good play-by-play guy. He very much did his homework and did his research for this. I thought he was great. Konnan on color was fun. Was it technically perfect? It was not. But as someone who grew up with him in the Wolfpack, it was cool to have him on my television. And even like some of the after stuff, right? Like with LAX in TNA and with some of the other stuff in, I guess, was it also LAX? I can't remember. In MLW. Like he has been on my TV for a bit. But to have him in that spot was great. And I thought he added a lot of the historical kind of components to it. So like Corey was a little bit play-by-play and color, and Konnan a little bit more the narrator for some of the historic stuff. But I thought they did that great. I thought he added a lot of legitimacy to this. It was great. It was a great show overall. I loved this. I don't know where it goes from here. I don't know if we're going to get the Mega Championship defended at WrestleMania or anything like that. But I loved this. I really, really, really enjoyed this. I think that there is a lot of room for growth with this now to see kind of where it goes. So it is. I'm trying to caution my optimism a little bit because it is still just one. It is still just a one-off, but this was a very, very good one-off from from WWE and from AAA, and it still has time to turn into NXT UK and how that just bled UK wrestling dry for a couple of years. But I do think that this is an excellent, excellent maiden voyage for these two.